Hello, my name is Tegan. I am pretty new to the booktubing world. I'm starting this channel with one of my very best friends, Nicole. We went to university together, we were both English majors, and now we're both high school teachers, which is pretty cool. After we graduated, she ended up getting a job a few states away, and because we both like literature so much, but we're maybe not great at keeping in touch now that our adult lives have started, we decided that we were going to start this channel. We were going to start reviewing books together to keep in touch and also challenge each other to read more often. As teachers, it's really important to be up to date on literature. Every week or every other week, what's going to happen is we're going to take turns reviewing the same book, and then we're going to respond to each other, or rather, whoever goes second will be responding to whoever posts a video first. We don't really know what we're doing, but we're gonna work it out. A couple of things about myself. I love all books. I've loved books since I was very young. My parents always made sure to instill a love of reading in my heart and make sure that I was, picking up as many books as I could. And like I said, I love everything, but I'm especially drawn to sci-fi and fantasy. My very favorite book series is the Harry Potter series, and I think it's because I grew up with the characters as the books came out, and so that was a really special experience, and it was also something that I bonded with my family over. So, let's get started. For this week, we decided that we were going to review I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore, which is a pen name. Pittacus Lore is actually two people, James Frey and Joby Hughes. I want to talk about that for a minute because that was one of the things that I noticed. First of all, when I picked this book up off the shelf, I hadn't realized that I Am Number 4 was a book because I'd only ever heard of the movie. I don't know how it happened, but it did. I rented the movie one time and I got through like 20 minutes and fell asleep. I don't remember if I was bored or just really tired. So I was hoping that I was just tired because I didn't want that to reflect badly on the book. Picking this book up, if I hadn't heard of the title before and I didn't know that it had like aliens in it, I probably wouldn't have pulled it off the shelf. And you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but it's just kind of boring to me and I just wouldn't have picked it up. That's all there is to it. But when I did pick it up, because I recognized the title, I saw that it was a #1 New York Times bestseller. So I was really excited because I was hoping it would be really good. Back to the author's name, Pittacus Lore. Okay, so I was like, what? Pittacus Lore? That is a really bizarre name, and so I obviously figured that it was a pen name. Then I saw this part of the book. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not because, like I said, the lighting is terrible. It says Lorian Legacies, so it's book 1 of the Lorian Legacies. But I looked in the back of the book to learn more about this Pittacus Lore. It was this very cryptic message at the back that says Pittacus Lore is Lorian's ruling elder. He's been on Earth for the last 12 years preparing for the war that will decide Earth's fate. His whereabouts are unknown. And they give you like this nice little picture of this scary reflection in the water. I would think it was cute if it was for like a children's book series, but I think it was meant for high school, young adult, because I think the characters are around 15, 16. It was really difficult for me to tell because, I don't know, there were a lot of things in it that just seemed really, it just felt really young to me. But I do think it was marketed more for young adult than children. So that's kind of weird. I don't know. Kind of cheesy. So the book starts out, the Lorian people are attacked by another race of aliens who want to take over their planet and destroy it and just be, in general, like these super bad guys. And so the Lorian people see this coming. They take 9 of their children and 9 guardians of these children that aren't their parents. They aren't related to them. Just people that will be watching over them, people that they're kind of bonded to. And they send them to Earth to hopefully survive and be able to take on that other alien race eventually. And something special about these 9 children, they all will end up having some kind of superpower. They apparently look human, and they learn mannerisms of humans. Something cool about them also is that, it's not really cool, it's kind of tragic, but they can only be killed in order. So there are 9 of them, and they all go by number. So number 1 has to die first. The book starts with number 3 dying, and number 4 only knows that number 3 died because he gets a burn on his leg every time one of them dies, which is kind of interesting. But every time somebody dies, or just every time they think that people are getting suspicious of them, his guardian moves number 4 far away from wherever they've been. So in the beginning of the book, they're in Florida, but then when number 3 dies, they move across the country to a place called Paradise, Ohio. Paradise City, Ohio, or something like that. But it's like this really tiny podunk town, and they end up staying there for a while. He makes a friend named Sam. He automatically gets this girlfriend named Sarah. Makes an enemy of this guy named Mark, who used to be Sarah's boyfriend. He takes on the name John Smith and just kind of falls in love with the place. He gets a dog, and he's really happy. And then he starts to develop powers, and things get a little shaky, and drama happens, and that's leads up to a bigger event at the end that I'm not going to go into because I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, mostly it's a bunch of summary because I think I don't remember how many months it spans over, but it's just a whole lot of summary. It's a whole lot of getting from point A to point B, like, really fast but really slow at the same time, because it's just a bunch of details that, like, don't really seem to matter. So I guess first of all, the readability, it's really easy to read. It felt really young, even though I don't think the content is marketed for younger kids, but they could definitely read it. It's pretty easy. Character development, so it's in first person point of view, so we're hearing the story through John number 4's eyes, and usually I really like first person point of view, but there was just some kind of weird lack of emotion in the story, and I couldn't tell at first if it was because he was an alien or just because the author's writing style was just really weird, but I don't think it's because he's an alien. I think it's just straight up, it's just not great. There was so little emotion, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting to get hooked, but I don't care about any of the characters even at the end. I was like, whatever. Like, at the end, when I should have been afraid that people might die, I was like, I don't know. So I didn't really care. Going off of that, the plot is all really, really just, I don't even know. It just felt like it had all been done before. It felt like they built it up so that it could be this really great thing, but then it was just really just the stereotypically, like, high school setting where this new kid comes and this cheerleader type girl automatically loves him, and it's so cheesy. It was painful. It was so painfully cheesy. I just couldn't. I hate insta-love in stories. I think it's ridiculous. If there's gonna be a relationship in a story, I want it to have started out in the beginning as they've already been together, or I want it to span over the book. I don't want him to be in love so quickly. I even think they said they loved each other, like, just super early on in the book, and I couldn't even tell when that happened because, like I said, sometimes it just felt like it was really short, just a bunch of summary, but sometimes it felt like it was really long. I don't even know. But I didn't really enjoy the plot. I knew what was going to happen before it happened. Kept making really stupid decisions, which characters always make really stupid decisions, and we're like, oh my god, what are you doing? But it was, like, really stupid, like, unbelievably stupid. And I just couldn't handle it. And the writing style, like I said, just felt really young and just not great, and I don't know if that was because there were 2 authors. I don't know who had more input or if they had equal amount of input or how that even worked. I should have looked into that before I made this, just so that I had some background knowledge, but it just felt really weird and disjointed sometimes, and there was not much feeling of urgency until, like, the last 40 pages. And it didn't get interesting, and it's 445 pages or something like that, maybe 440, whatever, it doesn't matter. But Usually I give books like 100 pages, and then by then I know if I'm gonna like it or not, and I just did not care. I didn't care. And then 40 pages before it was over, I was like, okay, it's okay, there's some action now, but I still didn't care about any of the characters. So as for enjoyment, I don't think it sucks. I think that there are people who like it. There are people who liked it enough to make a movie. I've heard friends who liked it, students who've really, really liked it, and that's cool, but I just really didn't. So yeah, I tallied up my scores for all these different sections: readability, character development, plot, cover art, writing structure or writing style, and my enjoyment, and it averaged to 2 out of 5 stars. So that's about where I would put it. It's not a 1, but for me personally, it wasn't great. And I'm so sad to start this out on such a negative note because I like a lot of things, and I was really stoked that it was science fiction because I love science fiction, I love aliens, and it just was kind of fell flat. And I have a feeling that part of the reason it fell so flat was because I had high expectations. Because I knew that there was a movie, and I don't think the movie had great reviews either, but just the fact that there was a movie made out of it made me hopeful. And also it said it was a #1 New York Times bestseller. And I'd heard good things, so. But that's okay. I don't feel like it was a waste. I am really glad that I finally read it. I've had it sitting on my shelves for about a year now. I'm glad I know what it's about, but I will not be finishing the series. Now that I've rambled on for forever, I'm excited to see what you have to say about it, Nicole, and if we agree on anything about it. So I will be talking to you soon, and to everybody else, if you've sat through and watched me ramble for this long, thank you, and if you have any book suggestions, let me know, because that'd be awesome. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.